Well, lads and lasses, welcome back to the channel. Here we go. Newcastle United versus Ipswich at St James's Park. The Bobby Robson Derby. We're already seeing what happened in this reverse fixture down at Portman Road, with Newcastle coming away on the end of a massive win against Ipswich. Looking for something similar here in the game on Saturday in that 3 o'clock time slot. I am really surprised nobody out of the broadcasters in the UK have decided to pick up this match. I mean, this match is going to be absolutely massive. It's going to have such a amazing atmosphere. It's going to be an emotional atmosphere as well because of the link between both ourselves and Ipswich through, of course, Bobby Robson. So I am really surprised that there's been no UK broadcaster of Sky or, TNT picking this up. I really am. But we'll come into the back of this game, of course, after a defeat down at Villa Park. Ipswich are coming into this game. If they lose this game, then they are relegated. So Ipswich are going to be up for this game to try and keep themselves going in this Premier League season for a little bit longer. But at the moment, it looks like they are pretty much destined to go down. But who knows? They might have a small chance of staying up, but I don't think they're going to come away from St James's Park with a result, to be honest. And I hate to say, that for Ipswich, but I've got to back my own team here. I've got to back Newcastle United, no matter how much Ipswich is a really good team. At the end of the day, I've got to back Newcastle for this game because it's our team and we are going for European football to play in the Champions League next season. So we need to pick up as many wins as possible. And looking at it right now, we're unbeaten at home still as well. We'll have 6 home league games. We are unbeaten at St James's Park. We're eyeing a 7th double of the season. It would have been an 8th double of the season if we had got that win down at Villa Park, but unfortunately we all know what happened there. But looking at it, the Ipswich side of things, it's going to be a sad day for one Geordie, who will not be able to see it from a playing perspective, and that is, of course, Leif Davis. I'm sure the lad has been dying to get his foot on the turf at St James's Park, but unfortunately he's seen himself picking up a red card just before this game, which means that Leif Davis will not be able to play for Ipswich going into this game. There is doubts over Broadhead and Townsend as well for Ipswich, and then they do have a bunch of players that are unavailable in Schmodix. Of course, us Newcastle United fans will remember him from his days at Blackburn Rovers. Calvin Phillips as well won't be available for this game. The goalkeeper Mudryk won't be available as well. Hutchinson won't be available. Philogene, Ogbene and Burns also won't be available. So Ipswich are going to have quite a few of their first team players not available to play in this game. And they had them players last time out down at Portman Road, and they still ended up losing 4-0. So who knows what the scoreline could be, come the final whistle on Saturday at St James's Park against Ipswich, because when they're losing that many of their first team players, it's just not looking good for Ipswich fans going into this game, But looking at the injury updates for Newcastle going into the game, on our side of the game, of course, Halsey's still out, Lascelles is still out. Botman is edging closer to return. He is training on grass, but as of yet, when he will be back is still not known at the moment. Shaw might be a doubt as well for this game. He was taken off in the game against Villa with what looked to be a hamstring injury, but it was being said that that was precautionary. So, we'll have to wait and see on that one when the team lineups come out. We're still yet to have Eddie Howe back as well in the dugout. He's still recovering from, the sickness that he picked up of pneumonia. He's been recovering in the hospital. According to some rumours going around, he has left the hospital now. If that's true or not remains to be seen, because the last update we got from Tyndall was that, Eddie was still recovering. So at the end of the day, we don't quite know if he is still recovering in hospital or if he actually is out of hospital. But the rumours going around is that he is out of hospital. So if that is the case, then, hopefully we will be seeing him sometime before the season is out. But again, because he does have pneumonia and he is trying to recover from that, it is something that we do have to be very careful with and hope that Eddie Howe, recovers fully before he goes back into work. We don't want, a situation where we see, Eddie Howe, collapsing on the sideline because of the pneumonia at the end of the day. Looking at some key moments for this game as well. Bruno's set for 150th appearance. Newcastle, that just flew by. So when he plays, he will have his 150th appearance for Newcastle United. Harvey Barnes is looking set for his 49th game for Newcastle as well. But like I say, defeat to Ipswich on Saturday will cement and confirm their relegation from the Premier League. And of course, the last time we played Ipswich, it was back in the 16-17 campaign down in the Championship. We ended up winning that game, of course, 3-0. Last time, of course, it's in James's Park, that was. Last time, of course, this season would be the 4-0 down at Portman Road. Before that, of course, the last game at St James's Park was the 09-10 season, again in the Championship, where we drew 2-2 with Andy Carroll and Amiobi picking up a goal by a penalty. And then 2000-2002 season, the 2001-2002 season, seen we'll get a 2-2 draw with a 4-1 win confirmed on pens with Shearer bagging a double, Laurent Robert and Amiobi. And then, of course, the 2000-2001 season seen with win 2-1 with Shearer bagging a double in the game. So, looking at it, this is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a game what Ipswich are going to be well and truly up for. If they're going to have enough in the tank to be able to take one on or not, it remains to be seen with how many players that they've got out and how many of them are first teamers. But we need to bounce back from that game against Aston Villa down at Villa Park. We need to be doing it to get our push for that Champions League football. And this is the perfect game, to bounce back from that game against Villa down at Villa Park. It's a perfect game to do it against a team that is in the relegation zone, and one more defeat submits them to the relegation down to the Championship. And at the end of the day, we've just got to go out there. We've got to go out there with the right mentality, and hopefully, we can do better than what we did in that game against Villa down at Villa Park. But at the end of the day, it is St James's Park. It's going to be a massive atmosphere. There's going to be a huge display, surely, by war flags for the late great Sir Bobby Robson, the grandfather of football, if you will, for Newcastle United fans, Ipswich fans, for everybody, to be honest, who's a football fan. If you've grew up supporting football and following your teams, you will know who Bobby Robson is and what he did for the English game and what he did for the world game as well. So let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Going into this game, what's your score predictions? Any Ipswich fans watching, what's your thoughts going into the game? Do you think you have a chance of coming to St James's Park and causing an upset and keeping yourselves alive for a little bit longer in the Premier League? Or do you think this is it, submitted down to the Championship after, of course, this game on Saturday at St James's Park. My score prediction will be Newcastle to come away with, and I'm going to go with a pretty heavy scoreline here. I've got to back the lads, and I'm going to go Newcastle to come away with a 6-0 win against Ipswich. With the amount of injuries Ipswich has got and the amount of players that our first team has that are injured, this is going to be a heavy scoreline for us, and I think we're going to come away with something in the region of a 6-0 win. So I'm going to go with a 6-0 win to us in this game. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hit like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, as I'm on the road to 2.5k subscribers, trying to hit that milestone before the end of the year. Then we can push on to 5k and so on. And I'll see you all for the next one. However, lads.